If you can take the time and like have ways to schedule out your post, have ways to automatically follow up with leads, have ways to build your database without you actively being involved as much, it's going to change your life. So just got back from multiple beauty conferences the past 2 months. Actually, it's been a busy season, and I wanted to go over, I've met with hundreds of beauty professionals, whether it's estheticians, permanent makeup artists, waxing artists, etc. And I've seen multiple themes that are very common of like what you guys are struggling with on marketing. So I wanted to go over a few of those while I'm on my way to a meeting, and then kind of, give you some quick tips on how I think you can overcome these, struggles we're seeing. Because right now, we're coming into the fall season, and it's been a rough year for a lot of people. Some people say the economy's down. I'm hearing that from a lot of people. Their businesses are down. I'm hearing anywhere from 20 to 50%. And so the first thing I see that most people are struggling with is not knowing what to do, because what they've tried before, maybe like in the past, they've relied on posting or relied on word of mouth, and now that's not consistent. It's kind of dwindling down. And so, what the heck do I do? And to me, this all comes down to not knowing the difference between a marketing tactic and a marketing strategy. So what do I mean by that? Well, I've heard lots of people say like, oh, well, I've tried this and it doesn't work, or I've boosted a post and it doesn't work, or I've tried an ad and it doesn't work. Like, whatever, they've tried some kind of tactic and it didn't work for them. So what do I mean by the difference between a tactic and a strategy? Well, a tactic is just one of many things you should be doing to grow a business. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, even though advertising is my main service, if you only do advertising, if you only do an ad and you're not doing anything else, you're not following up, you're not posting consistently, you're not, doing all the other things you need to do to grow a business, then it's not going to work that great. And so whenever you hear someone say, well, I tried advertising and it didn't work, what they're really saying is, I tried one piece of a marketing strategy and that did not work for me. And so if you're only trying one piece of the puzzle, of course it's not going to work. And so as marketing gets tougher, as marketing gets more competitive, as the economy, starts hurting more, you're going to have to get better as not only a marketer, but you're going to have to get better as a business owner. And so I'm going to just give you guys some tips to do that. By the way, we actually have started doing some really helpful free classes. If you've ever been to one of my webinars, comment below, tell everybody how awesome it is, because we usually get, a couple hundred people live on those, and it's really helpful tips. And so if you want to get notified of when we have upcoming webinars, upcoming classes, I'll have my graphic designer put the phone number right here, and just shoot me a text on that number and we'll get you registered into our notification list, totally free. That way, every time we have an upcoming event, an upcoming class, we'll text you and send you the Zoom link and remind you. Like, for example, this video is going to come on YouTube after we do it, but tonight, at the time I'm recording this, we're actually teaching 5 ways to double your client base. And so we're going to be going in depth on that. And so it's already going to be published by the time you guys see this video, but if you want a replay of that as well, just shoot a text to that number and I'll get you a replay of that. So going to the second thing, I've talked to lots of business owners, and the other problem they're typically having is not being able to stay consistent, whether it's posting, whether it's thinking about marketing, whether it's follow-up, just in general, they're having trouble with consistency. And I think this comes down to a lack of systems, because one thing that I said on stage in Vegas that really resonated with a lot of people, and it was like, wow, and I was like, guys, don't get offended, but I want to be honest, like, most of you don't have a real business. And what do I mean by that? Most of you have a job. If you can't take a week off or take 2 weeks off without losing a significant portion of your income, then that's a job. And so even though you want to say beauty boss and I'm the CEO and all that stuff, if you're a solo business owner, it's a job. Like, trust me, and I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. I did that for years. I know how it feels. But the key is, 1, you got to hire, and 2, you got to build systems. And I know a lot of you are not in a place to necessarily higher right now financially. And so that's why I've come out with some solutions, like we've actually learned how to use AI to actually be a virtual assistant for you. And so that AI, and we've already tested this on over 50 business owners, and it's working amazing, but that AI will actually follow up with your leads for you. It'll actually book people for you. It'll give them all the information. So instead of you sitting there on your phone for hours and hours and hours every day, replying back to questions, replying back to stuff, this AI bot can sound exactly like you. And so if you want a free demo of that, shoot me a message on that same number. We're happy to show you. It's all about setting up systems, because we're trying to build an empire here, and you should be. If you're an entrepreneur, you should be trying to build systems. And I know systems aren't sexy necessarily. It's not like a fun topic to talk about all the time until you realize how life-changing it can be. Because if you can take the time and have ways to schedule out your post, have ways to automatically follow up with leads, have ways to build your database without you actively being involved as much, it's going to change your life, because now you can have more time to actually take a vacation. Now you can have a time to spend with your family, time to do other things in your business that you can't do right now because you're just so overwhelmed. And overwhelmed is not good, because that leads to inconsistency and ultimately procrastination, or just not moving the needle. Let's do a quick exercise. So if you're watching this is your homework, or you can do it right now. You can pause the video after I tell you what to do. But basically, I want you to think about, what is the value of your time? What is the value of your time per hour? And I'm not talking about while you're sleeping or off work. Like let's say for 8 hours a day, your working schedule, or if you were like me when I first started, 12 hours a day, what's that time worth? Like, what is an hour of your time worth? Now, a lot of times when I ask this, I get anywhere from $50 an hour to $1,000 an hour. So, take a minute, pause the video, and think about, what is your time really worth? All right, now that you have that number, I want you to start thinking about how much time you're spending on every activity. So, let's say that when it comes to screen time, how much time are you spending, checking Facebook, then checking Instagram, then checking your email? As a business owner, I know we have to do that stuff, or you're not going to grow. But the problem is, most of you aren't doing it in the smart way. If you're spending, let's say you spend 4 hours a day, which is a very conservative number if you're have any kind of active business. 4 hours a day, that's about, we'll round up a little bit, that's 30 hours a week. That's 120 hours a month that you're spending checking different platforms, responding to leads, being on your phone. So for easy math, let's say that your time is worth $100 an hour, and it might be worth more. Let's say your time's worth $100 an hour. At 120 hours, that's $12,000 of your time you're spending, keyword spending. And so a lot of you are like, oh, marketing's too expensive. No, what you're doing right now is pretty dang expensive. If you think about it, you're spending $12,000 of your time doing all these things that you could leverage AI. You could leverage, systems like Beauty Biz AI. That's what all of our clients use. That's what I use for my business, Beauty Biz AI. You could use different systems like that to save you that $12,000 of time. Yeah, you might still need to monitor a few things here and there, but even if we could take that cost of your time down from $12,000 to, let's say, $4,000, I just saved you $8,000. What could you do with $8,000 right now? How would that change your life? That's almost $100K a year right there I'm saving you just by implementing some systems. And so if this is something that you're like, Jake, you're right, I'm wasting too much time doing stuff, I'm trying to do everything myself. I call this the superhero syndrome. You're trying to do everything yourself. You feel like nobody else can do it as good as you. And I see this all the time, especially in the beauty industry, because a lot of you are you're artistic, you're artist at what you do. But with that artistic mentality, it's easy to get caught up in nobody can do it as good as me. And what that leads to is you're not delegating, you're not creating systems, you're not leveraging technology. Think about it, guys. We're here, I'm driving a car. All of these things are technology that we leverage to save time. Because instead of being like, oh, I'm just going to walk for 12 hours, it's like, okay, I can just drive for 15 minutes. That's the power of leverage. And I know that sounds silly. That's the equivalent of what a lot of you guys are doing in business. So if you're interested in seeing how the AI could work, how Beauty Biz AI works, heck, I'll even do this. I'll give you guys a free trial of it. All you got to do is text that number. We'll put the number right here on the screen, and we'll give you a free trial of Beauty Biz AI. So if that's something you're interested, don't hesitate. It's no obligation. I'll literally give you a free trial. I'll show you how it works, and you can see if you like it or not. But I can already guarantee you I have over 200 clients using Beauty Biz AI. I use it for all my businesses. If you ever got a text from me, if you ever got an email from me, that's all coming from Beauty Biz AI. And so I highly, highly recommend thinking about, and even if you don't go with my system, start thinking about how can you build systems in business so that you can create a business and not a job. And so those are the thoughts I'll leave you with today. Like I said, if you want to join one of our live events or get a free trial, feel free to text us that number. We'll put it in the description as well. And subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're following all our videos, because I'm about to release a lot more. As the holidays come up, as 2025 is around the corner, I really want to help you guys. I've seen too many people struggling when I know you guys are only a few decisions away from success. So we'll catch you on the next one. See you.